Welcome to March Hayes Headlights, where we highlight all the great things going on in Hayes. My name is Sarah Wasinger, President CEO of the Chamber in Hayes, and we are very excited to be joined by Ron Wilson, USD 489 Superintendent. Ron, thank you so much for being here.
You bet, thank you.
So you've got some pretty big things going on in USD 489 in the form of a bond issue, is that right?
You bet, and we're excited about the opportunity to put this to our voters and let them decide about what they feel is important for our community and our schools.
So the board voted 7-0 for the plan that we will have on the election ballot on what date?
May 10th is the date that we've set for the election, and we were just excited about the unanimous vote and really excited about the opportunity.
So tell us a little bit about what led up to this plan being created.
Well, I think, of course, I think conversations around bond issues have been going on for quite a while. This is my third year in the district, and so we have began the initiative back in June, meeting with our community, meeting with our educational community, and just trying to form, was there interest in a bond opportunity? Met lots of man hours. I think we've estimated about 1,300 man hours over the course of the last 8 months in looking at our facilities and determining needs and what we felt like was important for teaching and learning going forward within our district. And so that's in a sense the work that went behind. We sent out several surveys to our community, had a very good response for the surveys, received good feedback, and all of that was put into a scope that was presented to the board. And like we talked about, it was a unanimous vote last week. And so we're just excited about going forward.
So I think there's one word that sums this all up, and I've heard you say it before. What's that word?
Different?
Space?
Oh, space. I'm sorry. Space.
Oh,
we'll get to different in a second. But
yes.
Space, I think, yes. I think always with you, when it comes to bond issues, sometimes people want to focus on facilities and condition of facilities. And I'm not going to say that our facilities are horrible because they've been well taken care of. But I think what we have determined through all of our work is that space is our priority. And all of our buildings right now are over capacity, with the exception of one building, and that being Lincoln Elementary. And we're trying to fit so many people into such a small space, and we feel like the intent of this bond is to create additional space going forward.
So let's talk about some of the specific projects. So for starters, that does include a new high school, is that right?
Yes, the bond scope is of course looking at building a new high school. This new high school would be built east of the current Hayes High. The district owns 41 acres, which is now a agricultural farm milo field, and we would look to put that facility, on right east on 13th Street, and would provide a great space for a new high school.
And that would include a new auditorium, which I know is something huge that our community could very much benefit from.
Yeah, I think it's obvious that we're very inadequate in terms of auditorium space. If you've ever been to a production that our Hayes High has put on at 12th Street Auditorium, I think at one point, 12th Street Auditorium was a great facility in its time. I think time has passed and it just doesn't meet our needs, and we just see this as kind of the leading piece to this bond issue in terms of giving our community and giving our schools the opportunity to do productions, meet in a community space that is adequate for what we need in our current times.
So renovation is the key for some of the other locations. And do you want to talk a little bit about which buildings will be renovated?
Yeah, as we build Hayes High, the new Hayes High to the east of the current Hayes High, that facility would then be renovated to be our middle school. And there'd be some things that we would need to do to make that workable for the middle school. But then at the same time, Hayes Middle School would become an elementary school, and we'd need to renovate that facility to work as an elementary school. As looking at some of our other facilities, O'Laughlin Elementary and Roosevelt, of course, would get touched throughout this bond as we look at what is needed specifically in those areas. I think at O'Laughlin and Roosevelt, I think it's obvious that we would move away from the gym cafetorium concept where that space fits multiple needs. Although in a time I think it was maybe a good thought, it doesn't work for us now because of how we teach and learn. And I think it provides flexibility in our schedule because right now, based upon when we have lunch and when we have PE, it really hampers us in what we want to do for some teaching and learning initiatives that we really feel are important for today's kids in making sure that they are achieving at the highest level.
So obviously there's a lot more information that we're not going to have time to cover. We have about a minute left. You are going to be speaking at a lot of different areas over the next couple of months. Is that right?
Yeah, we want to get out. We want to seek groups. We want to talk to individuals and just share our why we feel like there is a need for this bond issue. This bond is something that this community has not had the opportunity to experience success for over 30 years. And if you look at a new facility being built out in a bond, it's been over 45 years. I feel like this is an opportunity for our community to invest in the community of Hays, invest in our schools, and I see this as just an impact that will pay dividends for the next 50 to 100 years for our community and really pave the way for how things can really be done the right way.
I know it's definitely going to have a big impact on our business community and everything. So we just want to share quickly, there's a lot more information that people can find, and they can go to usd49.com for that. Is that right?
Yes. If you go to our website, of course, there's an area on our website that has bond information. Pretty much you can find anything and everything that you're looking for as far as tax impact, maybe more information about specific buildings and what the proposed bond scope might look like. We will eventually have some renderings that will show future concepts of what those future buildings could look like. So there'll be a lot of information there, and yeah, please check it out.
Well, Ron, thank you so much for joining us on Hays Highlights.
You bet.
And we appreciate you all joining us here. Make sure you visit hayschamber.com, visit hays.com, and downtownhays.com for all the information for our partnering agencies.